What's going on, R-Space fam? Today, another out-of-this-world story from R-Space. Let's jump right in. My story. She cheated after knowing that I'm dying. So, names will be X1 and X2. I, 38 male, I've been married twice. My first marriage with X1 was a disaster from the beginning, as she would use me as a paycheck, tell me what I could and couldn't wear, and generally run my life, along with saying she wanted a kid, even though in the bedroom, she was about as boring as humanly possible. I gained about 50 pounds because I eat when I'm depressed and have been for years. She then started hitting me and admitted to talking to other guys online, and we divorced towards the end of 2012. After dating a bit, I met a girl, X2, in March 2013, at the age of 29, and we hit it off. Then, in May of 2013, I was feeling very tired and had a temperature of around 104, to which she took me to the hospital, and we found out that my aortic valve had disintegrated, causing a massive heart surgery again. First one was at 16. Even though I nearly died several times from complications during the surgery, resulting in the doctor not knowing if he could keep me alive much longer, she was there every day and gave the impression that she cared and asked me to marry her in June of 2013. Quick, I know. I was extremely happy being a husband to a woman who appeared to care about me and my opinions, and I got to be a stepfather to a wonderful little boy. I was making more money, and we rented a nice house and putting the kid to Taekwondo. I honestly was extremely happy until 2015. Then in 2015, X2 told me that if she had thought about it, she wouldn't have married me, but said she didn't have any regrets, which is when I started gaining weight again. From 2015 to 2017, I ballooned up to 326 pounds, and in November of 2017, the kiddo passed his black belt testing, and I found out X2 was cheating on me. She immediately said she wanted a divorce, kicking me out of the home a day before my birthday into a rented room next door, as I didn't make nearly enough money to afford rent by myself. So, being cheated on happened again, and I closed off entirely. I moved to a new state and a new job where I make even more money, own my own home, and generally don't have many bills, so I can spend my money on whatever I want. I went on a few dates and had a couple girlfriends, but couldn't let my guard down. I tried staying in contact with the kid, but never got any response. Then, in August of 2019, I suffered a massive stroke, plus half a dozen seizures, which knocked me unconscious, and I was rushed to the hospital, where I again pulled through, with my only issue, a left-field vision cut, and really bad short-term memory loss. Since then, I have nearly closed myself off completely and just working on me, losing 150, 160 pounds and getting stronger. I feel pretty good, but continue to not trust really anyone except my dog. While I'm at my lowest weight in my adult life and stronger and relatively healthy as I've ever been, I still deal with the after effects physically, mentally, and emotionally, and have a strong feeling that I won't make it much past 40, as I'm now having issues with internal bleeding. All the medications I'm on are having side effects and have a connective tissue disorder leading to pain every day. I'm ready for when I make the final step, even though it will hurt my loved ones, but I am tired of the mental and physical issues from everything. Okay, what a story. Let's see what the community does to rally this guy. Tell Me More Lies says, "Hey pal, I'm right there with you on the two different cheaters in my life. I also have medical issues, but not as serious or life-threatening as yours. What I eventually discovered is that not all therapists are created equal. Yeah, I know, surprise, surprise. But seriously, I accidentally stumbled upon a therapist who had experience with infidelity trauma. He was a frickin' godsend. More importantly, he was very close to retirement when I first discovered him. He taught me how to interview therapists to ensure they have the needed specialty. Some of these clowns think that attending a 2-hour seminar during a conference is experience. I even talked to one who thought that because she was a former wayward spouse, she had special knowledge that not all therapists have. The bottom line is, it is our mental health, and it is up to us to make sure we get the best possible mental health care that we possibly can find. It takes a while, but you will eventually find a good therapist with the right qualifications if you keep looking. Don't give up. Help is out there." The OP replies, "I guess I just haven't found a good one. I remember my parents put me in therapy as I was at Columbine the day of the shooting, and that guy was horrible. I went to another after X number 2, and that one wasn't any help. My issue, as since I've been depressed since the 4th grade, is it's part of me." Unlikely Unim says, "I'm similar. Depression is part of you, but you have many parts. and the whole picture could benefit from therapy. It was really frustrating at the time, but I went to 7 different therapists before I found one able to help me. Don't give up. I have since learned it is really common. You deserve happiness. John's JS1 says, my guess is that maybe 1 therapist in 10 has a talent. The rest just have a job. Anyone can be a therapist. Here's the book of things to say. Off you go. Most people will improve. To actually help difficult cases, the ones who genuinely require help, requires listening, deep listening, and enough insight to ask the right questions to move your patient on. I'd suggest interviewing a few therapists. Oh, and my 1 in 10 might be a highball number. Excellent therapy is rare. Get recommendations, read reviews. Then, interview the shortlist. Depression is treatable, both holistically and medically. Got some more comments from Forward Promise 5696. Please don't hurt yourself. Please. You are so worthy, and you are here for a reason. Even if it is to enjoy the sunrise and beautiful sunset, your existence alone is your gift. I was married, and my douchebag left our son and I for a 19-year-old gal and continues his douchiness to this day. It has taken me 11 years to realize that it's not me, it's not my son, it's not you, it's them. They are the losers, not you. People, please be okay with just being on your own. You are worthy and perfect as an individual. You don't need a partner or a spouse to be fulfilled and whole. That is BS. Discover yourself, travel, find hobbies, get involved with charity, and love yourself. Please. OP responded to this one 4 days ago. I've never thought about harming myself. I just know that with my medical issues, my time is coming quickly. I still enjoy life. I live away from people, work an easy job, and can spend my money on whatever I want. I've just decided that I can't trust anyone. Plus, I don't want someone, as it will hurt them when I pass in a few years. Forward Promise 5696's advice there. I don't trust at all either, and will never bother with another relationship. Believe me, I tried. I am no longer interested in relationships where the love is conditional, and I have learned that all romantic relationships are conditional. I stick with my immediate family. Their love is unconditional. And kittens. I have never been happier. Nakarius Swadik, 1976 says, well, that's the truth. The only unconditional love you will have comes from a pet. People love you from what you can provide for them. It's painful to realize this, but the sooner you understand this, the better. Okay, enough of that story in the comments. On to the next one. My, male 23, girlfriend, female 19, went away for a week to visit her family and came back engaged to her ex. So at this point, she doesn't know that I know. Or at least, I don't think she knows. She went away for a week to see her family, as her dad is sick and she's been meaning to go home and see him. Before we left, we had an agreement about her still being hung up on her ex again. She continues to tell me she's not, but there's so much evidence she is. This time, I had caught her in the bathroom looking at old photos of them. She told me she was deleting them, but I know that's a lie, as why would you be hiding it then? We've been dating now for 6 months, and the guy cheated on her. Anyways, before she left last Monday, I sent her a few texts, but she didn't answer them. Then, she went home, and I tried to just be calm and wait till she got back this week. Now, I don't use social media much or at all. The only time I've been on Facebook this last year was to update my relationship status with her, and I never check my Instagram at all. However, most people my age do. So yesterday, I was at my apartment, and I get a call from my buddy asking me what happened. I was so confused, but he said, "Didn't you see what your girlfriend posted on Instagram?" I go look, and she posted she's engaged to her ex-boyfriend, the one I said she was hung up on. What do I do in this situation? She's in half of my university classes, and I was basically living in her apartment, so half of my crap is there. She was also in my band, so now I gotta replace her or kick her out, and I'm just a mess. Please help. Surprise Pikachu Face says, you do this. 1. Comment on a photo. Congratulations. Did we break up, or is it becoming a poly thing? Because if it's the latter, I want to meet our husband-to-be before I accept. Did the dude even know about you? Are you sure they broke up? 2. Message her and set a specific date to pick your crap up. Let her know police reports will be made on anything stolen or broken. Message a roommate if you'd rather. 3. Kick her out of your band. Let her know she's done. Make sure your other bandmates know what's up and have your back. 4. Block her, ignore her. 5. Be glad the trash took itself out. Look, man, she's 19. She's an immature kid. This will backfire again. Don't be there to pick up the pieces. She will either spend her life being cheated on, or she will eventually grow up. Wish her well and move on. Maybe stick with a roommate first. Just kidding on that last one. The OP thinks, I did like her engagement post, but I don't think she'd honestly care if I commented, etc. She'd probably just delete it. I sent her a text asking if there's any way we could meet up so I can get the key back to my apartment that I forgot she has, and if she had anything else of mine. She opened it, but no response. But that could be because she's flying home today. Oh, there's an update. So I took everyone's advice and attempted to confront her about the situation. I tried calling her twice, but got no response. I texted her a screenshot of the post, asking her about it, and she opened it and ignored it. So I decided to try contacting her roommate instead. I went to their place to get my stuff, and the roommate let me in. She said it was crazy what happened, and she had no idea, even though, like I said, it seemed like she knew something by her congratulations comment on her Instagram post. But whatever. So I'm collecting my things, and I go into her room, and I notice there's 2 suitcases, and I realize, wow, this ex is now staying with them. Hilarious. She definitely was over him. I got all my stuff, and left, and I left her a note about giving me my key back, told her to leave it in my mailbox if it helped, etc. Later that night, she texted me saying that her fiancé was going to drop it off. Yeah, right. It's been 2 days, and he still hasn't. So I decided to show up at her work and maybe catch her or catch her other roommate and see if I can get some answers out of her. This is the really blunt one, who kept telling me that my girlfriend still had feelings for this guy. So I get to the diner, I'm talking to the manager, because he's asking me when I can play here next, and out of the corner of my eye, I see my now ex kissing her now fiancé at the counter of the diner. And I left. I'm hoping he shows up with my key. I'm not going to chase them, at least not right now. I tried texting her again, but she hasn't opened it. I also text her not to come to any band rehearsals and that I would appreciate it if she sits somewhere else when I come back to class. I took a few days off to get my head right. I'm hoping she respects that. Denver Ralphie's gonna kick us off with the first comment. Dude, don't even sweat the key. Just change the locks. It's not worth pursuing. Her roommate was playing it cool, but don't be fooled. She knew everything. She's trying to stay out of her roommate's drama. That's what I'd do. Heck, she's probably pissed that she got dragged into it, but don't capitalize upon that. That'd just be a dick move. Here's how I read it. Your girlfriend hooked up with you to get over a breakup. I don't give 2 cracks whether he was good for her or bad for her. Doesn't matter. She used you as a buffer to soften the blow. He shows back up, she runs back into his arms. You're better off without her. You could do a lot better. Zomtistic says, what the F? I give the relationship 2 years, 5 years tops, before she hunts you down, begging to give her another chance. What a bunch of terrible people. I'm sorry you had to get tangled up with them. If I were you, I'd make sure all mutual friends and acquaintances know about what has happened. Don't hold back on the details, because this crap can get ugly real fast with misinformation. Cheaters usually go into damage control overdrive and will probably paint you as an abusive a-hole. Anyone that takes her side is dead to you. She needs to learn consequences of her immoral actions. Also, don't worry about the keys. Change your locks.